want to get some of these more important cases dealt with here a little while so I don't have some people out there in serious trouble. This is a question by Spark. Hey, Spark. One is, are there any specific things to do prior to and after surgery for optimal healing and recovery? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The raw before and the raw after. Now you really want to follow detox after surgery, because that's going to repair any damage to tissue from the surgeon, and it's going to rebuild tissue that had to be removed. It's going to keep adhesions and scar tissue way down. For every reason in the world, you want to fix why you had to have the surgery. This is actually, except for trauma and sports injuries, but still, there's a lot of sports injuries and stuff like that that wouldn't happen if the tissue had been stronger. See what I'm saying? In other words, we're facing a lot of weaknesses, and of course the young kids are facing the adrenals and neurological and breathing. That's why you see a lot of them going down on the sports field right now. Too much heat, and with the myelin sheaths and the weaknesses like we have right now, bam, down you go. You stop breathing. And this is something that man has not opened up to. We have. I mean, we're on the cutting edge. I hate to say the cutting edge, but when you look at the rest of life, this channel's on the cutting edge. You guys are on the cutting edge. What do you recommend for poor circulation other than high fruit moving lymph? Well, I've got some lymphatic formulas, but all fruits and berries are king of circulation. I've got a cayenne garlic, organic cayenne garlic. Cayenne's about 25,000 heat units with butcher's broom. We use that to help dilate a little bit instead of niacin or niacinamide. Someone did ask me about that a while back. I don't know what happened to that question. But truly, when you're looking at cleaning the blood and you're separating the blood cells and you want to clean the vascular system, there's nothing any better cleaning than fruits and berries. They are the cleansers of the blood. They revitalize. The flavonoids revitalize the vascular walls. So you can't beat that sort of thing. Just the diet alone is a blood revitalizer. And then the greens and, it's revitalize the hemoglobin hematocrit, get the adrenals going, of course, with that, and work in that way. But obviously, by far, occlusions that happen in the venous system or the vascular system is generally from the lymph problems, definitely. Calcifications, cholesterol plaquing, the loss of the integrity of the connective tissue where you have collapses or spasticity. That's all going to go right back to that lymph system again. But that's what I was saying, that by working in the lymph system, you're going to take care of the blood very well. I've got a good blood formula for revitalizing the blood, clean the liver out, clean the spleen. So if you want to revitalize the blood, clean the liver, clean the spleen, use a lot of fruits and berries. Always clean the kidneys, of course, always working that way. Get your lymphs moving. But blood's real easy stuff to deal with, real easy. For someone to die of leukemia is disgraceful and sad. Sad. I know that dairy is a huge no-no, but what is your opinion on eggs? Well, I've given a few people in my life raw, unfertilized eggs, highly depleted cases to try to build them up before we could do anything with them. So there's been rare times where I've recommended that, but as a rule, I don't recommend eggs at all. As Christopher used to say, extremely constipating. Do eggs contribute to lymph constipation? Bowel constipation for sure. Not as bad as much as dairy products though, but like I said, in a highly depleted case, or if you were in some kind of contest, a raw egg with some almond milk or something would pump you up there. Throw some hemp powder in there and some chia seeds. I mean, there's so much nutrition available, but it's more than the human body requires. So it's other problems involve utilization and digestion. The yolk, I don't care what part of the egg you use. What is your opinion on Ayurvedic or Ayurveda? I love all forms of botanical usage. I love Ayurvedic Indian work. I highly respect those guys. I love traditional Chinese medicine, except for the animal parts, which is ridiculous. no offense, but there's way too many great herbs in China. There are way too many botanicals. It's just the diet that has to be corrected as well. And then there's the focus. The focus of using botanicals to me and diet is rejuvenation, regeneration, all these aspects to being well, whether it's a sexual rejuvenation you want or whatever it is. In rejuvenating the body, you must rejuvenate the cells. The endocrine glands, a big part of those cells, controls everything. You want to rejuvenize the endocrine gland. So there's so many great herbs. We don't need body parts. I do use the glandulars, but this is in animals that are already being used for their meat, for people that are the meat eaters. But we're facing some extreme decay of the human cell. I've said this before. We're in serious trouble in genetics in a way that the allopathic community just doesn't get yet. I'm losing my hair too. This is about losing hair, Lynn Raven. Detox can take off already damaged hair, guys. Just hang in there because it'll come back. Use upper circ. Get those lymphs moving, though. That's what that's a sign of. Get your lymph system moving. Clean your lymph. Clean your bowels. Get your kidneys. And get all that corrected. Use upper circulation, and that new hair growth will come in. But, you know, there's got to be a cleaning before there's a rebuilding. Just remember that. Don't get freaked out with that. Got to be a cleaning before there's a rebuilding. And you can even see a rebuilding process in the cleaning stages. I've seen tissue rebuild itself even during detoxification. It's like, wow, the body's cool. I didn't know that in school, though. My degrees didn't teach me that. Metal, welcome aboard. Beautiful woman, thank you for your comments. Thank you very much. Oh, I love this one. Cat. Petite. Sanpaku. Sanpaku. That's when you see the white under the iris here. You see the white. When someone's looking at you, it looks like your eyes are rolling up a little bit in your head. The Chinese used to consider that a serious form of body depletion, because that was, the more white you see under the eyes was a sign of death and decay. So that's an old thing. I forgot about that. Once in a while I'll say, hey, you're a little Sankapu. But Sanpaku, definitely an issue where you see someone where you see the whites under their eyes and you don't have a good feeling about that person anyway. It's almost like that person is not here but here. So yeah, revitalization needs to fix that up. Really old Chinese thing of looking at the decay of the human body and the mental condition. Absolutely. Interesting you brought that up. Mandazzle. Let's see. I have watched and taken notes on. Oh, thanks, man. Studies in engineering at Montana State. Oh, sorry about that, man. You're into engineering, huh? Montana State, eh? But I love the message. Thanks for that, man. Well, become a healer. Become an engineering healer. Always been one with the truth. I have been wearing the robe. Yeah, bro. Go for it, man. Mendez. The joy is not only found in the pleasant high of healing. I love the way you said that. I love that you articulated this well. Does wearing a retainer at night and not allowing my teeth to move where they want suppress the body's ability to detoxify the mouth? I don't think so. I really don't. I think that's going to probably help keep them where they're going to be. You're kind of giving them the structure to stay within, but I don't think that'll stop any detoxification at all. I don't at all. I had to have my jaw widened and more as a kid. Well, I would work on my parathyroid gland, though. I tell you the truth, and start strengthening your connective tissue and your skeletal tissue. I would definitely work Mandaz on my parathyroid gland. That might be an interesting place you would want to work with. I've had many cavities, so you got a lymph system here sucking out your calcium. Pump up your parathyroid to get your calcium utilization back and start tearing on that lymph system. Start moving that lymph system, and you'll see the body rearrange its own thing. It takes a year to get to where I'm talking about sometimes, but it's doable. It is doable. I have had many cavities throughout my life, and I'm tired of dentistry. I know. I have a love-hate with them, too. Can the decay be healed in my teeth? It can be, but it's a lot of work, man. I mean, the more dense of an area that you are, where the cells are packed in with matrix, the harder it is. There's no question to find a remedy there. But move those limbs. How much kelp and parsley should I be sucking down? A lot of kelp, probably. You don't want to overdo it, but a lot of kelp and parsley would be a good take for you. No question about that, Rex. Mandaz Rex. Work on yourself, bro, and get that, detox that body. Good man. This is Vegan Raw Mom. Yes! I started eating vegan and now raw over a year ago. I'm 90% raw with the painful chocolate craving still hanging around. Don't make it painful. You know the old saying, if you got to cheat, enjoy the cheat to the max so it'll digest halfway decent. I'm deeply fascinated by the theory of raw foods. And that's not a theory. That's a fact. Let me see. I've studied raw foods for the past year and found myself thinking about the healing powers. Absolutely, sweetheart. Oh, you're going to come to our class in April? It'll be nice to see you. Love your books on ginseng, Eric. Thanks, honey. To the point, I have a 20-month-old daughter that when she looks up, her eyes cross. So she naturally avoids it. She is 90% raw vegan, no meat, no dairy, some cooked veggies and grains. Nursed till she decided she was finished at 13 months. Interesting. I think 13 months, I'll be honest with you, 13 months and bring on the fruit. Absolutely. Any suggestions on herbs that would help strengthen the pulley that isn't working just right for her? She was born C-section, had a true double knot. Hated the section, but love my girl. Yeah. Well, you might look. I mean, it would just be a little piece of that Calma Plus, just a little piece, you know, but help to bring up that parathyroid just a little bit. Or you could actually just use the endocrine gland formula on her. I would probably use a little kidney, a little endocrine gland, just a little bit of lymphatic one on her, just to detoxify her, bring up her endocrine glands. Definitely keep her high fruit. Don't fear that at all. A lot of fresh fruit for her. You could do that. Don't forget some good coconut milk and stuff like that. Apple sauce, and you can put some herbs in that if you want. But you might also work on some brain and nerve, just a little bit of brain and nerve formula in there to strengthen the nervous system. So you're strengthening the nervous system, you're strengthening the ability to utilize calcium, which strengthens the nervous system, strengthens the skeletal system. So it's what I would do with her, you know. I felt the pressure.